warm, then fading. They were clapping when I walked in. Champagne, balloons, the whole sales floor on their feet. For a second, one stupid second, I thought it was for me. Building pride. 5 years. 5 years I'd been the #1 producer at Whitmore and Associates. 5 years of Salesman of the Year. I closed the Halloran account when everyone in that building said it couldn't be done. I brought in more revenue than the next 3 reps combined. And that morning, they'd finally called a meeting to announce the new director of sales. Hopeful. So yeah, I thought the applause was for me. Flatly. Then I saw where they were looking. Measured Lauren Whitmore, the chairman's daughter. 29 years old, 18 months at the company. Standing in the middle of the floor in a white dress, while Richard Whitmore, her father, my boss, raised a glass and called her the future of this firm. Quiet. I stood at the back with my coffee going cold in my hand. Richard found me in the crowd. He smiled, and in front of everyone, he said the words, "I'll never forget." Warmly oblivious. And Marcus is going to show Lauren the ropes. Nobody knows this business better than him. Bitter. Show her the ropes. 5 years of being the best they had, and I'd just been introduced as the training wheels for the boss's kid. Somber. The room clapped again. Lauren gave me a small, uncomfortable smile. She knew, even she knew. Measured. I waited until the floor cleared. Then I knocked on Richard's door. I didn't raise my voice. I never do. I just asked him, man to man, what I'd done wrong. 5 years. Every number, every late night. What had I missed? Dismissive, distracted. He didn't even look up from his desk. You didn't miss anything, Marcus. You're the best I've got. But she's my daughter. It's family. You understand. Flatly, family. Quiet, cold. I understood perfectly. Reflective. I went back to my desk. Darius leaned over from the next cubicle and told me what everyone tells you when they want you to stay quiet. Don't do anything crazy, man. Good jobs are hard to find. Resolute. But I wasn't looking at the job. I was looking at a photo on my desk. A framed thank you note from the Halloran account. The biggest client this firm ever had. Signed personally. To me. Calm, deliberate. I picked up an empty box, and I started packing. Quietly, nobody stopped me. Nobody thought they had to. To them, I was just one salesman walking out a door. Low, knowing. They had no idea what I was carrying with me. Measured. Here's the thing nobody at Whitmore and Associates ever understood. A client doesn't sign with a company. A client signs with a person. Warm, remembering. The Halloran account? I flew to Charlotte 6 times before they said yes. I sat at their kitchen table. I remembered their kids' names. When their CFO lost his mother, I was at the funeral. That contract had the firm's name across the top, but it had my name in their phone. Steady. 3 weeks after I walked out, I sat down as a partner at a smaller firm across town. Cleaner office. My name on the wall this time. And then I made 3 phone calls. Calm, confident. I didn't pitch. I didn't say a bad word about anyone. I just told them where I'd landed. By Friday, all 3 had started the paperwork to move their business to me. Halloran was the first to sign. Right. Back at Whitmore, they didn't notice for almost a month. Then, the flagship account, the one that covered nearly a third of the firm's revenue, sent a single email. Flat, formal. We're terminating our contract. Our point of contact is no longer with your company. Quiet satisfaction. I heard later that Lauren read it out loud in a meeting and the whole room went silent. She called Halloran herself, left 3 voicemails. They never called back. Why would they? She was a name on a letterhead. I was the man who showed up, measured. One by one, the accounts I built over 5 years followed me out the door. Not because I asked them to leave, because I was the only reason they'd ever stayed. Soft, intimate. That night, my wife found me at the kitchen table, staring at nothing. She asked me if I was angry. I thought about it. Really thought about it. Calm, sure. No, I told her. For 5 years, they paid me less than I was worth and called it loyalty. Now, I'm finally getting paid what I'm worth. You can't be angry and free at the same time. Warm. She squeezed my hand, and for the first time in a long time, I slept, building tension. 2 weeks later, my phone rang. A number I hadn't saved, but knew by heart. Richard Whitmore's assistant. Formal. Mr. Bell, she said, the chairman would like to meet with you, at your earliest convenience. Rye, knowing my earliest convenience. Funny. That's a phrase you only use when you finally realized who has the power in the room. Measured. He came to my office. Let that sit for a second. Richard Whitmore, chairman of the firm that passed me over, sat in the waiting area of my building like everyone else, until my assistant told him I was ready. Quiet observation. He looked older than I remembered. Tired. Businesslike. He didn't waste time. The firm was bleeding. 3 major accounts gone. A board asking questions he couldn't answer. He wanted me back. Director of Sales, the real title this time. More money than I'd ever made there. Equity. A seat at the table. Soft. And standing by the window, quiet, was Lauren. Measured. Richard kept talking, but I was watching her. Because somewhere in the middle of his offer, he said the thing out loud that he'd never admit before. Humbled. I made a mistake, Marcus. You were the engine of that company. I chose blood over the truth, and it cost me. Quiet. Lauren heard every word, reflective. I want to tell you, I felt something big in that moment. Triumph. Vindication. But mostly, I just felt calm. Calm, resolute. I told Richard no. Not out of spite. I didn't insult him. I didn't remind him of the applause that wasn't for me, or the box I carried out, or show her the ropes. A man who has to gloat is still trying to prove something, and I was done proving. Sincere, I just told him the truth. That I'd built something of my own now. That I finally worked somewhere that would never ask me to train the person promoted above me. And I wished him well. Quiet. He nodded. He understood, finally. The same way I'd understood in his office a lifetime ago. Soft Lauren caught me at the door as he left. Searching. How did you know? She asked. How did you know they'd all follow you? Thoughtful. I thought about how to explain 5 years in a single sentence. Calm, sure. They didn't follow the title, I said. Nobody ever does. They followed the man who showed up. You can't inherit that. You have to earn it. Measured. And I walked her father out of my building. Reflective, quiet. That night, I stood in my office after everyone had gone home, and I looked at my name on the wall. Not given to me, not inherited. Resolute, warm, earned. Direct, sincere. If you've ever been passed over, overlooked, told to train the person handed your future, remember this. Your worth was never in their title. It was always in you. And the day you stop begging them to see it is the day they finally will. Warm, inviting. If this one hit home, subscribe. Your story might be next.